Hello everyone, it's Helen here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's tutorial. So we're going to be making a version of this today. It's a lovely little suitcase and it's got a mini album inside. So this is going to be a two-parter and I've got all my little bits and bobs already cut out. So it's Monday. I hope you're all having a great start to the new week. And I'm just going to quickly go over and check everything to make sure we're all here, and I'm streaming in both places. I'm going to Facebook and YouTube today, hopefully. So if you're on chat, please come along and say hello, just so that I can see that we're all here. So I can see we're on YouTube, we're all good there, and it's just Facebook now. So I'm just going to quickly log into Facebook and see if I'm there. But again, pop onto chat and say hi, and if you're watching on the replay you can say hi as well. And if you want to skip this couple of minutes of chit chat in catch up, you can just scoot ahead to the content. So hi Helen, it's literally only just good afternoon, but it is good afternoon. We've made it through Monday morning. Hope you're having a good week so far. We've only been having half a day of it, so let's just hope the rest of the week is good. Okay, so today we're going to be making this suitcase. Now this was actually made using a die set, and the album inside was using a gift bag die actually. So this is one of my projects from the pandemic, from lockdown. So it was over 2 lives that we made this, and let's open it up and have a look inside. So inside is this album. This was made using the square lantern gift bag. However, everything here is out of stock, and I was looking at my Pinterest over the weekend and I actually noticed that I'm getting a lot of traffic for this particular project going to my website. So I've decided to make an up-to-date version, because none of this is available, including the paper collection as well. So I thought, let's just make an updated version of this, nice and easy. The suitcase is going to be a Scoreboard make, and then I will see what I can fit inside the suitcase for the album. It could be one of my album dies, so we'll see how that goes. And this suitcase die did come with all of these straps and things like that, but I do have here the decorative fittings die set, which we will be using as well. So we have the normal sized one, and then we have the Dinky one, so it does come in a miniature size as well. And if you are a regular here, you might notice I have a new background. My marble one was getting a little bit worse for wear, and I couldn't get all the bits and bobs off, and there was a few worn out patches as well that was gathering dirt. So let's try this background, see how we get on. Okay, so going to the comments, I've actually got them on my phone this time. I've worked it out, so I'm going to have them a little bit closer to me whilst I'm working. So let's pop these over there, and don't worry if you've missed the beginning, you can do the catch up. So hi Lynn, it's 9 PM in Tasmania, time for bed soon. And hi Barbara, and Teresa, hello. And Lynn, hello. We've chatted already this morning. So yeah, Lynn's been making a disc bound album with the cover, so that's really exciting. She's been showing me some pictures and bits, so that's really good and exciting. I'm glad she's having a little experiment. Hoping the lighting's still okay. It's a little bit different with the background. It kind of like messes about with it. Right, so let's jump straight in. You are going to be needing a scoreboard for this one, and I've got all of my bits and bobs ready. So let's start with the paper collection first. This is a free paper collection. It's the most similar one that I could find to this paper collection from Craft Consortium that I used originally. I think it's called Wild Meadow or something like that. So it's a very similar in colour. There's no butterflies in it, I don't think, but it's something that I'm happy to have a go with. So it's a free download. It comes with Die Cutting Essentials issue 113. I've linked it down below as well. So here it is. As you can see, the colours are very similar, and I've actually used this in one of my other lives as well, the Twisted Bonbon. But we have here some gingham, some florals, some leaves, lovely garden theme as well. So it does keep in with the nature theme, and this one here as well is very similar in colours. So I'll be using that for my front page, my front mats. And if you're on Facebook, well, I've put the link in the YouTube description box as well. If you're on Facebook, in the comments I have pinned a comment that will take you straight to my website. I'm in the stages of updating it and getting it all back up to date again. There is a cutting and scoring guide on there. The link for that is also in the description box in the YouTube channel as well. That will have the cutting and scoring guide for what we're doing today for the suitcase and also for the mats, and at the bottom there is the supply guide, and once this video has finished, this video will appear on that web page as well. So let's jump straight in. So I'm going to be starting off with an A4 sheet of paper. I've tried to get a nice yellow as well. What yellow is it? Yellow Sherbet. Sorry, it's super bright. It's a lovely like sherbet yellow, I guess. It's a really nice colour. There's only a couple of these left, so I've added another yellow in. It's a little bit lighter than this one, but just experiment and see what you like there. So I'm just going to grab my scoreboard. This is an A4 sheet here, so if you're using a US size, your suitcase will be slightly a different size, but the measurements that I'm giving you here you can use on that. I'm just going to turn this around as well because I'm sitting down. So our first score line is going to be at 1/4 of an inch. I'm sorry if it's too bright for you to see. Yeah, it probably is. And then score again at 1.5, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides. So 1/4 of an inch and 1.5. Hi Michelle. Oh, it's the first time here catching me live. I hope you enjoy this one. And then this is the last side, and you need to do this twice, okay? I've already done one already prepared. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm really not sure if you're going to be able to see any of that. If I kind of hold it like that, I think we're good. I'm not going to put my scoreboard away. Sometimes I keep grabbing for it, but I don't think, actually no, I do need it for a couple more things. So I'm just going to score all of the lines here. I'll do the larger ones first. Use a bone folder. This will really press that down, as you can see. Gives you a nice crisp fold there. And then let's just quickly do these little skinny ones as well. Thank you, Michelle. She's enjoying my videos. I'm hoping to get lots more out. Now, someone did say they wanted, like, I think it was last week, somebody wanted a scoreboard version of some of my makes, so I will be trying to do something very similar, but it won't be exactly the same. But I think on my YouTube channel you will find a really good mix of die set tutorials along with the other tutorials that are basically scoreboard makes. So there's a really good mixture there of everything. So I'm trying to revert back to that now. I've spent as Simply Made Crafts is my main job. There's a lot of that on there, but I'm now hoping to kind of get that balance just right again. Okay, so we are going to do some cutting now, and it's going to be really hard for you to see, but if we look at these two skinny lines here, these two sections, we're going to lose that on every corner. So let's remove those first. And I am doing this in sections as well, so you can kind of keep along with me as I do this. Let's trim that in, and if you have any questions throughout any of the video, then do let me know, and if you have any on the replay, just ask ahead as well. Okay, and don't forget the cutting guide is linked, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down. Just losing these little rectangles here. Morning, Fiona. Okay, so we have those done. Get rid of those. And then on this piece here, it should look like this now with these edges cut off. And now we need to make tabs so that we can close our suitcase. And I've gone for like, as I'm trying to keep this in essence, I guess, of its original, I have gone with the yellow paper as well. But if you want to make this with a craft cardstock, you can do that as well, so that will work. Hi Julie. So I'm just chopping into these score lines here, just the score line there, to make a tab, and then I'm just tapering off that tab there. So the last one here. I don't even think I need to check on the streaming to make sure it's still okay, because it all seems to be nice. Okay, so we have our one side now. So we have here a long strip along the top and a long strip along the bottom. We're going to lose one of these, so you can use a paper trimmer or you can use some long bladed scissors. The long bladed scissors will give you a nice straight line. Well, that's the theory anyway, but it'll give you a better line compared to using a shorter pair of scissors. There we go, hence why wallpaper scissors are like this big. Right, so let's make our little hinge now. So I have here 2 of these now ready to go, so let's work on the hinge. And this needs to measure. I mean, I'll still give you the measurements, but don't write them down, it's all on the website. So here we have a strip that measures 8 5/8, and that the width is 1 inch. Hi Merjam, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Oh, it's rather cold in Germany. It's rather cold here too. It's not too bad. It feels like early April, feels like March. Doesn't feel like May's coming along in a few weeks. Okay, so I have this in my scoreboard now, and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. And this is the Creative Craft Products one. I have loads of scoreboards, but this is one of my favorites because it has all of these numbers here. Some of the scoreboards I have just have the notches, it doesn't have the numbers, so it just means you're more likely to have an accident if they're not labelled. So let's just fold that up, and then we're going to taper these bits as well. So this is part 1. So on Thursday, I'm hoping you can join us. You can if you're on Facebook, sorry, if you're on YouTube, there's an icon in the corner that you can subscribe to make sure that you don't miss the next part. So I'll be going live again 12 o'clock on Thursday. Right, so let's get these popped together now. So I am actually going to use a bit of red tape because I don't have the power of editing and waiting for glue to dry for this, so I am just going to use some red tape. I'll add a bit of glue as well. Actually, I don't have any the right length. I need to go red tape shopping, if that's even a thing. Stock up on my adhesives because, you know, I'm running out of that too. That's back in stock, unless you've all bought it and not left any for me. Oh, that's a good idea, Merjam. Could you do an exploding box with small boxes inside for the scoring board? Was that based on any of my other makes by any chance? Because I had a few exploding boxes, or I could do one fresh. I also have the Weird Memory Keepers exploding punch board as well. We could do something with that, or I could just do something with an ordinary scoreboard. If it's something that I've done for Simply Made Crafts, I can't really do an exact copy, but I can do something similar. So I'm just adding a bit of tape here. This is going to give me the instant stick whilst we fold up the rest of the suitcase. Okay, so with this hinge, I am going to actually fold it both ways. It's going to give us that exercisey, bendy thing. I guess we should all be doing something like this as well every morning. Keeps us young. So we're going to pop this on the outside of the box, just like that, quick dry run, and then we're going to add this one on top of there. So it might be easier if I turn this upside down and do it that way. And I am going to add some glue as well. The glue is literally just going to keep this here for the long term, because sometimes eventually, or in my case a lot, the tape comes not undone, but it just like dries out, comes off. So I'm just going to start with this point here. I'm not covering the score line completely. The score line is just butted up on the outside of that edge, nice and straight. I am going to have to add some washi tape actually, because I keep coming off the edge like I did last week. I have to use that ABC one again. I don't think I have any projects that I'll be using this for, so there we go. I can't go below that line. Right, let's add the next one now. More glue. I'm not sure what Fiona's laughing at. Was it the ABC thingy bob? Okay, so make sure when you're popping this together, you have your skinny tabs on the outside and the ones where we chopped them off on the inside. That is where we are attaching our hinge to. And as you can see, or may not see, it's very bright. I'm really sorry about that. We'll be alright once we start matting. The score line is right in the centre there, and I have both edges either side of that. Okay, because I've used the red tape, I should be able to start using this straight away, and we have that bend there, so that when our thingy bob folds, actually I've done one, it doesn't matter, I just have to fold these the other way. I put this on the wrong way round, but because these are symmetrical, I can just turn these around the other way. Whew. There we go. Right, once that folds up, we then have this hinge here, which is going to open that way. Hoping that will make sense. Right, so let's get these now glued together. So we're going to be starting off with these tabs here first, and then we'll be doing the outside ones last. I'm just going to add glue to all of them, and then if it starts to dry, I'll just add a bit more, because I'm running out of this, and it's a bit of a pain getting the glue started again once I've put it down. Again, if you want to try the trick of adding a little bit of red tape to hold your project in place whilst you glue it together, that is a really good tip. Okay, so let's get these now assembled. We do have this little skinny tab here. This folds inwards. It doesn't stick to anything. It's just there so that we can close our luggage and it's supported. So we're working on the inner sections first, and then we'll work on these bottom pieces last, because it's so much easier to do it that way. I've put this together a few different ways, and this was the way I found was the easiest. Okay, so this is now coming together nicely. As you can see, it does want to pull apart here, so I kind of want everything to dry before we start opening and closing and things like that. So let's add some more glue. Oh, Helen really liked the Alice in Wonderland. I still really haven't finished that off, so I do need to take one more little revisit. I think on the Simply Made Crafts channel I'll do an overview, and I'll go through everything that I've done to finish that one off. And Helen also wants some different ways to decorate the pages. Yes, so I'm hoping to bring some sketches together and more layout ideas for your mini album, so that you can incorporate a scrapbook looked theme inside the mini album along with the pockets, because normally scrapbook pages don't have pockets, but when you kind of shrink it down and put it into a mini album, you have the choice there of adding the pockets. So yeah, it's a whole different swimming pool basically, but it's very, very similar. Okay, just putting in these last few hinges. Sorry, not hinges, the tabs. There we go. On my original one I did reinforce it with some grey board. You can do that again on the inside. And if you want to follow me on Pinterest, I'm not even sure what my handle is. Let's have a look. What I can do is I can pop this into, oh yeah, it's pinterest.co.uk/Helen Griffin UK. How easy is that? And I mostly post to the board the Helen Griffin UK one. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it should have some butterflies on that thumbnail there. So I'm just folding these in now. So this is what is going to support and butt up against these tabs here that I'm about to fold in, so that the box doesn't fold in on itself. So when I close this, there we go, it should be like that. So this top lid doesn't fall inside the bottom. I need to re-glue this a little bit more. I need a better corner. I could do a live, but I think a lot of the thing has sold out for the Alice, so I'll have a think about that one. Leanne made a mini picnic basket and put her favourite chocolates inside. Was that with the loaf tin picnic basket thingy, like the mini one? They're really, really, really handy for just anything, really. Hi, Debbie. It's a lot easier having the comments here, and it looks like Facebook is winning again. I do find the Facebook lot chat a lot more than the YouTube guys, so the Facebook people have taken over. There was a lot of YouTube at the beginning. Right, so we have here our box now. There we go. That is almost ready to decorate. So let's go through the mats. So I have here a few mats already. Don't worry at all about writing down the measurements. I have them all written down for you. and the link is in the description box and pinned comments. So I will give you the measurements live as well. So our main mat measures 8 3/8 by 5, and I've got this lovely pattern paper here. The free downloads is linked as well. If you're on Facebook, that will take you straight to my website, and everything you need is there. The supplies, the cutting guide, and once this video has finished, that will appear as well. So this measures 8 1/8 by 4 3/4, and that is the mat for the front of and the back of the album. Then I have here 2 more for the inside, and I've cut them same size as the larger mats, so those are going to go on the inside. And then I have some more because there are 8 sides. You can do it on the outside as well, but I made these primarily for the inside. So I've got 4 of these little ones. These measure 5 inches by 1, and 4 of these longer ones is 1 inch by 8 3/8. And then I've got some straps here already cut out. Like I said, I have here the Decorative Fittings die set. Now the original Luggage die did come with its own, you know, furniture for decorating and straps and things, but this is going to be perfect as well. And I just want to thank everyone that's given me 5-star reviews for this Decorative Fittings die set on the Craft Stash website. You've all used it exactly what I designed it for, which is absolutely perfect. You've all been using it for your scoreboard makes and other gift bags and handbags that you like to make and design yourself. So some people were actually trying to cut their own out and make their own buckles and things, but having this is just so versatile. And I also have it in the Dinky Decorative Fittings as well, so it's tiny. You can see here the size difference. I'll pop them together so you can see the size difference here. This one is much bigger, and we're going to be using the bigger one today. Okay, so I've die cut a selection of straps here, so I've gone for the largest one. I'm probably going to chop off these wider ends here. That's more or less for like the handbag style. So I really just want the straps, and then the buckle, I'm going to use this one. So let's pop that aside. I might actually lose that, it's hard to see against the background. And then I've cut some of these out as well. I've done 2 of these straps here. I've done 4 of these to get myself started, and then I can always go in and die cut some more out. I would love to get those back in stock, but I don't get the final decision. In fact, I wish they would restock some of my larger bags, because I can sort and look through all of the numbers since day one of what's been sold. So and pretty much all of my gift bags, the bigger gift bags, are all in like the top 20 items that have ever sold really well on by Simply Made Craft. So they're all up there, they're all top sellers. I just wish we could get them back. So I would love the ornate gift bag to come back. Craft Stash, if you're listening, I would love to have that one back. And also actually the exploding gift box, I would absolutely love to have that one back. That just sells out, or sold out, so many times. I will have to start pestering. Yes, I do mention a lot of things, so probably the easiest thing for me to do is to design a new collection around something that has sold out, because then it would have to be reordered in that way. So that is one thing I can do. Ah, Lynn says it's 21 degrees today. Lovely gardening weather. Was that Tasmania? I can't remember now. It's 9 PM I think where you were. I might be getting you mixed up with another comment. Right, so that's glued on. So now we can pop these on. I'm going to keep them flat because I have some little edging things for the corners. So let's get this glued down. I have got another bottle of this, but it's almost gone as well, so I really need to do an adhesive shop trip, so I will be doing that at Craft Stash probably a little bit later on today. Oh, and I forgot to mention, actually, they have the £5 sale on at the moment. I think I have that linked in, it is linked in the suppliers list, so that £5 sale is there, and there's a few Simply Made crafts in there as well, so if you want to check that out as well. There's also Made to Surprise in there, and lots of other brands too. There's quite a few textures as well, so we're just sticking and gluing. Right, I am making sure that I have a direction on here, and I do have a quick thing to show you actually on how I print this out. I do get questions, so let me just set up my screen so I can show you in real time how I do this. Okay, hoping you can all still hear me. This is my screen. I've just double clicked on the PDF file. This is the free PDF thing that you can download from Adobe, the software, so that you can look at your PDFs. And I've gone to the sheet of paper that I want to print. Okay, you can print here, and this will bring up everything. So here is your preview screen, and you can dive through those thingy bobbies. So I would like it on the current screen that I have here. I just want to print one of those. If I don't want to print all of them, I can choose to print one of them. So you click this button here for current. There we go. That has now gone into my preview box. I want this at actual size, and then I want to play with my printer properties. Actually, I've got to make sure my printer is on, because it will tell me if it's not when I go to print. Okay, so I have an Epson EcoTank 7700. I don't think that's available anymore. I will upgrade at some point, but whilst this is still working, it's all good. So I have here already clicked borderless. Now borderless is mostly available with the printers that are photo printers. Mine's a photo printer. As you can see, it's got all of these different photo settings here. And then I have paper type. I've put Epson matte because I'm printing just on white cardstock, super smooth printable white stock cardstock, super smooth white printable cardstock. There we go. And if you can't do the borderless, it means you kind of have like an office type printer. Now when you go shopping for your printers, you may find that on some of the photos, on the thumbnails, to pay attention to the paper that's been printed that's coming out of that, because they always have something coming out of the printer. If it's a photograph, you know that is a photo printer, and that will do borderless, and it will also possibly take thicker cardstock. If it's just an office type printer, which the EcoTanks do, then you will see that it's like a document that they're printing off. It's not borderless either. It's got a white edging around it as well, so it doesn't go all the way to the sides. So that is kind of how I make my decisions on what printer I'm going to buy. I'm going to go for the one with the borderless, so it has to have, you know, all of those photo settings for me. And then I'm just going to click OK once I'm happy with borderless and the Epson matte. Click OK, and then I can click print, and that will print that out for me. So you might hear it in the background. Okay, so back to the suitcase now. It should be mostly dry off. Oh, I know, Debbie, it seems like yesterday. I've had it for 4 years. I had it for 4 years. And I just buy the inks for it. I've still got a couple of bottles left, but I know if you print a certain amount, like an extortionate amount, the printer does kind of come to the end of its life, where it's like, you've printed this many now, I'm not going to let you. It's kind of like a company software setting. It has a name. So and I think there are certain things, cheeky things that you can do to override that. If my printer comes to that, I will have to make a decision. I've printed so much, so I've been asked what thickness. I've had to go back now to a different cardstock that I used originally. It's one of my favourites, but it's pretty expensive. I use this Colour Copy original 250 GSM, because the 300 GSM smooth cardstock has just sold out at Craft Stash, so I need to ask if they have any more of that on order. But this one is absolutely fine, so you can find that on Amazon. Okay, so let's go back to our straps now. I'll decorate the inside once we're done, I think. And there we go, it's just printed out, it's done me borderless. So I'm going to add that to my collection, because I love this little paper collection. It's fantastic that it's free, and I'll probably want to use it on a few more things. So let's work out what we're going to do here, because this is where we're going to be copying as closely as possible how I've made this. Some of you might remember this. Some of you might have watched me live making this. I think I had technical problems that day, and I had to kind of carry on and then post what I filmed after my live just completely failed. I lost internet, I think. So, okay, so let's get our straps done. I'll do some cutting as well. So I'm going to, let's just trim the ends off here. If I do it wrong, do it wrong. Not much you can do about that when you do things wrong. Okay, so that goes up to here. So I could just trim these at 5 inches. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the paper trimmer out and do it properly. Not sure if I'll get another 5. I won't get another 5 out of that, so I am going to trim the end off, because it means I can have it up against this line up here. If I have this bobble on the end, it's not going to sit flat. There we go. I do have my eye on the next model of printer though. It does all the bells and the whistles. But no, I can't justify the cost of it, so I have to kind of wait till that one dies. Right, so let's get these glued down. Make sure it's the right way round as well, so we have the opening at the top. Nothing like making your project upside down, that's always fun. So I'm going to try and get these on as evenly as possible. I don't really want to get my ruler out, so I'm just going to eyeball it. You can make these a bit longer so that they're the width of that. There we go. Right, we'll do the other side last. We'll work on this side. I think that section's a bit bigger than this one. It's a bit skew with. Never mind. Okay, and then we have this section here. Let's see if this is good enough. Oh yes. Right, so let's trim the ends off here. And I will be using some Velcro as well to get this closed. Right, so this is going to go here. Yeah, I need to make a handle as well. The reason why I haven't just cut these as ordinary strips is because this die has the stitching detail on it, and I wanted to keep that detail, and to bring out that detail even more you can do some inking on the edges as well. Helen's asking what's colour copy. It's the paper that it's my absolute favourite paper that I use. Here it is. It's for printing my digital papers on, made in Austria. 250 GSM. I do like the 200, that's a very good weight as well. Thing is though, it's quite pricey, so there are cheaper ones that you can go for. So Wen's loving the colours as well. Right, so let's get these popped on. So I need to line everything up as I put this together. And if you want to mat this, mat it first before you add your straps. I hope you're all enjoying the new background as well. My marble one was just too damaged, and that was after I turned it over as well, because they are double-sided, so I just fancied a change as well. Okay, so those are glued down. Let's work on the straps now. I am going to grab out my little Big Shot, although this will need a large format machine. I only need to cut this buckle out here, 2 of them, so I'm just going to use my smaller one, my standard sized one should I say. And I have some brown cardstock somewhere. Here we go. I'm just going to trim myself out a little bit here so that fits through the machine. And if you wonder what these circles are, you'll see in a moment for the next stage what those are for. Right, there's the first one, and I'm keeping it brown because they're going to match our little corners for our luggage. To be quite honest, I think I have another suitcase tutorial on this channel actually. I think it's the Paddington one. I know Lynn might remember that one. Yeah, I made the same suitcase, very similar to this one, from an A5 sheet of cardstock. So if you want to pop along on my channel and see if you can hunt that one out, it's the Paddington suitcase, and it's just a smaller version of what we're making today. Right, so let's get these little tabs here using this die. Got 2 of those. Right, so we're going to need our glue for this one again. Just a dry run, these slide on like that. There we go. I always forget which way they go on. They go on like that. Is that better? That one. Okay, so let's add our glue now. We need a bit on the top here and a bit underneath on that buckle bit there. Ah, so Helen's watched the Paddington one. Yes, so this is just a larger version of that. Okay, pop that on. Let's do the other one. Before I press that down, I just want to make sure that they're more or less in the same place. There we go. Right, So now we can pop this on to our suitcase. So we're just going to fold these downwards. Get our crease there. Then we can, that's going to be a bit low, so I am going to actually pop these on, do a quick dry run. Actually, I will have to bend the top half of that and then glue it in place on the top. Hoping you can still see because it's quite bright. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll do the same on the other side. Let's try and get this matched up. If you're wondering what that noise is, that is my printer going on standby. Okay, right, let's get those glued on now. So I'm just going to glue on, I think I just need to add glue to this top section here. This kind of needs to be free. But we are gluing it to the bottom of this strap, so I think we'll add glue to the bottom here, to this little folded section, and then glue to this top section here of that strap. Make sure it's all folded and lined up in the right place. There we go, there is our first one. Let's see how that looks. There we go, there is our first one. So I'm keeping an eye on the comment section. It's really great that you guys are talking about papers and the printing stuff as well. That's really cool. Okay, that is now down. Let's now move over to the Velcro. There we go, that is going to hold that in place. Okay, so I'm going to do my normal trick with the Velcro. I've shown you loads of times, but this is the Velcro Super Slim Stick-On. I'm just going to trim one of these off, and I always tend to chop these in half because they're a bit big, a bit long, but they're perfect for dividing into two. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to pop these onto those straps first. These are quite nice shaped as well, so they suit these straps just right. There we go. Right, take the backing off, give them actually a good squeeze first, and then take off the backings. One of them will be really easy and one of them won't be, because it's supposed to stay as one unit and you're not supposed to chop them in half, but yeah, that was the harder one. Next one should be easy. It's an easy lift. There we go. Right, so make sure that your suitcase is lined up and closed properly. So I'm happy with that. And then press those down and close them. If you push down and squeeze and whatever, you might damage your box. So grab yourself a pokey tool. Whoops. Okay, and then just gently separate using the pokey tool. Just separate those Velcro bits. There we go. Right, they're separated now, so we can press those down nicely. Open up the box and then get your hand in on the other side and give those a really good press as well, especially on the receiving end. You really need to push those down. Right, that's pushed the adhesive right into that cardstock now. It does need, I think, is it 24 hours? It does say here somewhere, to give it a bit of time. On the old packet it did. But it just needs a little bit of time to set, to cure, I guess. Right, so let's now work on the handle. So I do have 2 more of these strips left, so I think I might just... could always do that. That might be a bit long. Looks good though. What colour handle did I do that? I did a matching handle for this one. Matching colour. So I think I will just trim this down actually. If you have the Dinky one, that would be a better fit, but I'm not going to use this on here, on this one, because I'm trying just to keep it to the one die set. Right, so what length do we want it? More or less like that. Okay. Let's see if we can get an exact measurement here. 7? Yeah, we'll settle for 7. Just going to grab my scoreboard out again. I'm just going to add a couple of score lines. This is going to help get it all even and neat looking, and I'm just going to score this out 1/2 inch on both sides. And because I used the strap from the die set, it's going to have that stitching effect on it as well, which in this lighting it's not going to be easy to see, but if I inked it or sponged it, then yeah, it would be a lot easier. Okay, so let's just fold up those tabs, bone folder, and that curls it. You can double this up actually to make it a little bit stronger, and then we can pop that on there. If you want to put this on first and then cover the straps over these tabs here, that would also work as well. So let's get those glued on. Then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the corners. I will probably need to double that up because that's quite thin. So there is the handle all put on. This box is ready to go, and if you want to do one big mat to cover this up, you can do, but score your mat in the middle and line it up with this score line there, and that will hide that section. Okay, so let's set this aside now whilst we work on our little luggage corners. So we have them here. There we go. I'll show you exactly how to make those. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You need 8 of them. So I've got 7 already. You're going to need a circle punch. I have here a 1.5 inch circle punch. Or if you don't have any circle punches, then just go into like your die collection. See if you have a circle nesting die set or any other circles that come with any of your dies. So this is a 1.5 inch one, so you need 8 of those. And then grab your scoreboard and then score at 3/4 of an inch downwards, like that. Then you need to turn this to a 90-degree angle so that the score line that you've just done is going landscape, it's going across. So hold that in place and score at 3/4 of an inch again, or if you're using a different circle, just find your middle line, or if you don't have that, then you can just fold it in half and then fold it in half again the other way. There we go. So I've now got this. Grab your scissors. We're just going to cut up one of those lines to the centre. Then we're going to add glue to one of the to one of the sections. Segments, that was what I was going to say. Segments. There we go. And then we close that, and then we have our corner. Right, so I've got 8 of these now to glue on, so let's get started on that. So I'm going to add glue on the inside here to all 3 sides. Whoops. There we go, so that is what it looks like with that glued on. So does anyone have any other questions? Leanne's asking what everyone is crafting today, so yeah, that would be really good to know. Debbie likes this one as well. I'm hoping it looks quite similar. It's more of an inspired by project, but definitely worth a go. At the beginning of this video I did say I'm making this one today because on my Pinterest it's trending at the moment, and I'm getting a lot of traffic coming over to my website from Pinterest for this project, but everything in this project has sold out. So I'm making an easy alternative with a mixture of Scoreboard makes and a couple of die sets as well to help us finish the project. And then I will link this project on the project page that people are going to from Pinterest, just so they can see that there's an alternative one there. Barbara, I don't understand your question. I think you might have left a word out, or does the Dinky one fit exactly? I'm not sure. I'm using the larger one, the ordinary sized one. The Dinky one would fit the Paddington Bear suitcase that I made, so okay, just 2 more of these. There we go. I hope you really enjoyed the live we did last week as well. I need to work out what I'm going to do with this. The orchid frame that we made. I can either add a chain to it, or I could pop it on the front of an album or something like that, make it into a card. I could do that as well, do a card front. So I've got a few options. Yes, it does, Fiona. She says Fiona's just said that this little touch, last touch, makes a huge difference. It does. There we go. There is our suitcase. I will need to double or triple this handle up to make it a little bit stronger, but I really like how that has turned out. I do need to go inside now. I'll pop these on the inside off screen, but I will glue in my mats. See how easy that was to get off? That was because we did that little process. So I'm going to open this up. There we go. You can go in here again with just a bit of glue in case it starts to come apart. I have the mats here. These are the larger mats that match the outside. Don't forget, the cutting and scoring guide for this project is on the website. That is linked down below. Everything is there that you need for this project, all the information. And then once this video is finished, then the video will appear there as well. So I've just got this lovely blue floral paper from that collection. Again, the papers are free as well. I think I might cut this a bit short. Because I was frantically trying to get myself ready today. Okay, and another thing from last week, I asked you guys what I should do with all of my leftover frames that I had. I'll grab those in a second. I think a lot of you said to make a big window frame. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'll do it in a live as well so that you can join along, because you guys did choose what I was going to do with it. So let's have a quick look at this suitcase now. There we go. So this is now ready for our mini album that we're going to be making on Thursday. I haven't decided if I'm going to be using dies for the mini album or not. This gives me a width here, or a depth of 2.5 exactly. So I may have to shrink down the small album to fit in there, but that would be an interesting thing for me to do, actually, to show you how you can take your small albums and just make them skinnier so they fit into smaller things, because not everyone wants 8 pages or 6 pages. You know, you might just want a smaller album with 4 pages, say. So there is that. So I will probably show you how to make the album less wide, so to speak. So I'm trying to work out this. I made this 4 years ago, so I made a hardback cover. I've used the large binding in here, and then I've used the square gift bag die set. So sorry, the square lantern. And this is, as I use the large binding, it should be 2.5. Oh, it's 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think this would fit. It might do. Oh, actually, it might do. We will see. Let's have a look. There we go. Let's pop this in here. See if this fits. Where do we want it? Yeah, we want it this way. There we go. That fits, and we're going to do a very similar album to this and decorate it with the straps as well, so it matches. Close that up. Try not to get anything caught on there. Hey, that fits in nicely. There we go. We might even get away with just doing a full-sized small album in there. There we go. That fits in lovely. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I need to add some more straps on the back there. So let's now move over to luggage tag, finishing touch. So I'm going back to this die set here, the decorative fittings. Super happy you've been giving it 5 stars. I saw that earlier and I was like, oh my gosh, people love it. So let's choose a gift tag or a luggage tag. So which one, left or right? Let me know. I'll give you a minute in the comments to decide. If you're watching in the replay, just skip ahead. Oh, hope you're all right, Vicky. She's just had her jab. Just reading the comments here. Yes, I've had a lot of requests about the suitcase die set. Now this one is just very similar, and this die set, the decorative fittings, is perfect for finishing all your projects off, not just this one. So Vicky saying right, Fiona saying right, Tina says left, so we have 2 right and 1 left. Is that because it's pointed? Oh no, we've got 2 right and 2 left. Right, the last person decides. I can always do another luggage tag for the mini album on the inside, so I'll do the other one. Oh no, Debbie! She won't either. I'm afraid that's a 1 each as well. Now we're still even. So Lynn's made the Paddington suitcase. That was from, I think it was from A5. Okay, Lynn said right, so we're going to go with this one. There we go. I'll use this one on the mini album. And I've dropped it. Let's pick that up. So I'm just going to cut out a piece of card that's going to be big enough for me to run through my Big Shot. I can't use anything smaller than the standard Big Shot, then it just gets too fiddly. I have tried them. I just love this one. It's got the magnetic platform as well, so it holds my project or the dies in place. And you've got to have the sparkles too. Oh, whilst you're on here, Vicky, I would love to do another challenge with you at some point, so let me know if you're up for that. Okay, I need some twine now. I need to sort out under my desk. That's where my twine is. I think it's right at the bottom of stuff. So I'm going to go into my little jar here. Keep this handy. Got this one here. Yeah, we'll do that one. Oh, look, looks like Vicky said yes. I think it's next week or the week after. Let me know. Let me have a quick look. I have a theme planned, although I think you might all find it exciting. It's halfway to something, so it's about a week and a half's time-ish. So if you're free, then that would be lovely. Yeah, Big Shot Plus plates. I would just go straight to wherever you can source them and find them. So I'm just going to thread that through. There we go. And I think you have all of the die sets as well that for the theme that I've chosen. So, well, Vicky will anyway. Okay. Here we go. I'm definitely going to double this up now. This is heavy. So let's get this tied on. I've got my little luggage tag here. Oh, I think this is so cute. I just need to rethread this because my threads aren't even. And again, if you want to reinforce this with some covered grey board or something like that to make it a little sturdier, that's what I did with this one. I lined it on the inside with some grey board, but I prefer it, I think, perhaps with the grey board on the outside. There we go. Right, let's pop this on again. I'm going to pop this on the handle. I'll have to take this off again when I double it up. I might be able to just thread it through. I'm just going to tie it into a loose knot because I'm going to adjust the handle so it's all ready for us on Thursday. There we go. I'll just leave it loose like that. That is our album. Sorry, our suitcase. There we go. I love this. Let's clear the deck so that we can have a look at both of them. Now you can always hunt down the lives from here. It's a good few hours of watching for this one, but then back during lockdown we had hours, didn't we? So I think it was over a space of a couple of weeks as well that we did this. So here we are. album number 1 and album number 2, or suitcase number 2. So we're going to be on Thursday making a little mini album to pop inside here, and I'm going to try and keep it as much as possible themed to the original. But in the meantime, you can get ahead and start making your suitcases. Even if you just want to have a suitcase for having a suitcase, just make the suitcase, that's fine. So let's pop you in there. There we go, you're ready to go. So let's have a quick look at, here we are, these. So I'm going to show you or tell you my idea, what I'm going to be doing. This is what we made last week. I asked you what I should do with the rest of these. I said I could make it into a greenhouse or terrarium, or a window frame. So I have to make a few more. So I'm going to make a set of 9 of these. There we go. If this sells out though, I probably may not come back to this. So this is going to be a tutorial for another day, another live. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I'm going to do. Let's just add these 2 at the bottom here. Just pretend they're the same length. Okay, so I'm going to make my window. I'm going to add a hook somewhere. Then I'm going to make a wreath using the wreath, the wire wreath with the leaves attached to it. I've used it in a few of my other projects. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. I'm going to make a wreath, and I'm going to make a few different wreaths actually. I'm going to make a Christmas wreath, I'm going to make a floral wreath, so maybe using some of the peonies here as well, and just some for different occasions. And I'll decorate each wreath separately so that I'd have a hook here somewhere, so I can just hook it on. I can just change the wreath, so this won't attach to anything. This will be on a bookshelf or a mantelpiece or something, and all I have to do then is just change out the wreath depending on the season. So you can make an Easter one, and I think that will look really good as well. And I might put our family initials or name on there somewhere as well. I'll see how it goes. It might get a bit tacky if I add too much, so I think it will look really nice, maybe with just a seasonal sentiment for whatever I have this themed to. So that will be coming up in one of my lives as well. So I want to get that done quite soon because I'm loving all of these flowers and things. So I have here the peonies as well. That is actually, I have this handy, that is from the Dinky Bows and Blooms die set. So these little flowers here, and you get the little peony leaves as well for this. So I'm thinking this will look really nice as well with this. So the big peony that we used last week might be a bit big, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to play around and experiment. So I'm going to add that to my little wreaths as well. So this would also look great with a little calendar at the bottom as well, so maybe just a month. Make little 12-month things that we can just switch out as well. Hi Julie. And if you're just joining us, yeah, there's always the catch up. So this is what we made today, the suitcases. It's a copy of this one here from 2020. Okay, so don't forget the scoring and the cutting guide is linked down below, and that will take you straight to my website. And on that website, on that project page, it will have the cutting and scoring guide, it will have the full supplies list, and when this video finishes, the video will appear there, and I'll upload some photographs as well. So that'll all be there for you all in one place, and that is linked in the Facebook comment section, and it's also linked in the YouTube description box. I can put loads more in the YouTube description box, but that is all there for you guys. So I hope you really enjoyed this one, and on Thursday we will be making the mini album to go inside here, and I'll be trying to keep it as much as possible themed to the original. Okay, so I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you all again on Thursday. Bye for now.